we're live.
Hi everybody, Becky Sunshine here. We're going to talk today about gardening. It's kind of heading towards spring. We're all looking forward to warmer weather, and it's just so much fun to grow a garden on your homestead. And I'm not even a good gardener, but I love to garden, and I never give up, but I just try every year. So today I'll talk a little bit about the garden I got going this year. First and foremost, I have a fence around my garden, which is such a thrill to me because I'm so sick of my animals ruining my garden. I just looked out the window a second ago and my cat was in my garden. I'm like, oh, you little stinker. But he jumps over and gets in my garden. I don't know what I'm going to do with these little fur babies around here. They're all spoiled and follow me everywhere. But anyway, I love them, but I also love my garden. And I try to avoid as much as possible them destroying my garden. So that's the key, the fence. And it's a pretty tall fence. So that'll help a lot. I'm sure it won't eliminate 100%, but it'll help a lot. So I can actually grow some stuff. Hopefully, I'll have enough to can at some point. Maybe not this year, but I would love to do that. Can my own fresh homegrown vegetables. That would be a total plus for me.
Susie Q says, hi, Becky.
Hi, Susie. Susie Q.
Wilson Loves Fudge says, hi from Canada.
Oh, hi, all the way from Canada. I just love these people from all the other countries that like to homestead too.
Tracy says, I'm most worried about gardening. I don't know what I'm doing. Ugh.
I know. I don't really know what I'm doing either, but you know, you can learn. It's learning a new skill. So that's the way you have to approach it. I think first and foremost to having a good garden is finding a good spot for the garden. My garden's positioned where it gets morning sun and then pretty much all day sun. Then it gets good afternoon sun. That would be step one in trying to grow a garden, is figuring out a good spot. So you have to walk around your yard and look where the sun is and where the sun shines the most and the best.
Valerie says, hi from Tallahassee.
Hi, Valerie.
Triple Goat Farm says, what's your favorite animal?
Oh, my mule. I just say it so fast because that's the truth. I like my mule. I like horses, but I do love all my animals. I love birds. We always have bird drama going around here. This morning, Bubby was on my porch just screaming her head off, looking in the window at me. She looks in this window, and then she goes over there and looks in that window. And I guess she just wants my attention. I don't even know what she wants. So she's so funny. That's the guinea hen.
Sam says, hi from Texas.
Hi, Sam from Texas.
Peggy says, hi from Texas.
Oh, hi, Peggy from Texas.
Pamela says, hi from Kentucky.
Oh, hi from Kentucky, Pamela.
Tracy says, thank you, your wisdom is invaluable.
Oh, I'm so glad. I just hope so much I can help other people homestead and live this wonderful lifestyle. You know, it really has nothing to do with money. It's a lifestyle you're developing. So even if you don't have a lot of money, you can still start developing the homestead lifestyle, which is a really happy, healthy, stress-free lifestyle. It's fabulous.
Xanthi says, hi from Greece.
Hi, Xanthi from Greece. Glad you joined us.
Lou says, you rock. Love from Southern California.
Oh, thank you so much, Lou. In Southern California. How's your weather over there, I wonder? Sunny, I bet.
Nikki says, I have to garden in pots. It's a challenge.
Yeah, I'm the same way here. Not pots, I do containers, but it's the same principle, same idea, just different sizes. It doesn't matter. It's container gardening. I actually prefer that because for one thing, you can control it much better. And a small, deep pot grows stuff really well because what you want are your roots to be deep in the soil so they can have lots of roots to gather up the nutrients and put it into the vegetables that you eat. So that's one key maybe I can mention to you if you're growing in pots. The deeper, the better.
Briunta says, hello from Oregon.
Hi, Briunta.
Rami says, hi from Jordan. I like your videos.
Oh, what's his name?
Rami.
Hi. All the way from Jordan. I'm glad you like my videos. Like I said, I just hope I can help people just get a glimpse into the homestead lifestyle and see if maybe that's like what they're feeling they want to do, and then just see some ideas that they can, you know, implement on their homestead in whatever scale. You know, it might be a lot of acreage, it might just be a balcony in a city, but who cares? You can do what you got to do, you know, wherever you live. Or plan a move for the future maybe.
Valerie says, I'd like to know how easy it is or hard it is to take care of a donkey.
Oh.
Depends on how big it is.
Yeah. Donkeys have a different personality than a horse. You can't really make a donkey do anything. They have a mind of their own. The good part about a donkey is they're friendly. If those things weren't friendly, you'd want to shoot them. We'd probably be eating those. But they're very friendly, very sweet, and they do take a little longer to train. So you just have to be patient, which if you're living the homestead lifestyle, you have a calm life anyway. So you can train. I trained my donkey to drive a little cart. So it is doable.
Athena says, hi from Athena and Xavier from New Hampshire.
Hi, Zena from New Hampshire.
Brittany says, hello, Becky from West Virginia. I enjoy your videos.
Oh, hi from West Virginia. I'm so glad you enjoy the videos. The donkey is a lot of fun. I just want to talk a little more about the donkey. They're easy to keep because, you know, they don't need a lot of care. Actually, too much pampering and too much care isn't good for them. So, you know, you don't have to have huge, lush pastures to have a donkey. You can have quite a small area and keep a donkey and, you know, play with it and take good care of it.
Raymond says, hi from Kansas.
Hi, Raymond from Kansas. I got sweat in my eye. I was working in my garden before I ran in here.
Liberty says, aloha from the North Georgia mountains.
Oh, North Georgia mountains. Hi.
Toasty says, hi from Pennsylvania. PA is Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
Question, I have chickens, and I'm thinking of getting a guinea like you. Will they get along with my regular chickens?
They kind of get along and kind of don't. First, I have to say Toasty is the best name ever. I love toast. I got to name something Toasty. That's a good name. Okay, well, the guinea is like the boss over the chickens. That's the thing. They're big. They have that long neck and that little powerful beak, and they can really peck them a good one. And they're like braver than a chicken. So you got to be careful. I wouldn't just get guineas and mix them in with the chickens, personally. My guinea doesn't live with my chickens, but she's so funny because when she feels like it, she'll jump in there with the chickens, and then she'll sleep in the roost overnight sometimes. So she's in and out. She's so funny.
Maggie says, hi from Gettysburg. Love your videos. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you like them.
Dolores says, I tried your cornbread recipe and it was delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Never thought about toasting the cornmeal.
Yeah.
But won't do it any other way. Thanks.
I know. That really brings out the flavor. That is good cornbread.
Katie says, hello from Ontario, Canada. Thanks for the great videos.
Katie. Hi, Katie from Ontario. I'm glad you like the videos. We like making them. They're fun to make because, you know, just shows people what we're doing around here.
Triple Goat Farm says, have you ever had a goose?
Oh, yes. I've had geese. Geese, I love geese. But this is the thing about geese and ducks. Those two variety birds, which I love birds. They poop a lot. They're like poopers, extra heavy-duty poopers. And the goose makes a lot of noise. So, you know, it's a big bird, and it's hardy, and it makes a lot of noise. And if you leave it loose and it's just around the yard, you are going to have poop like all over your patio, your porch, and everything else. So that's why I personally don't have a goose. The ducks, I try to get just 2, and if they have babies, I try to like sell the babies. But I like to keep the ducks in the garden. They're more manageable that way, and they're not just loose pooping all over.
Braden says, hey Becky, I live in Canada and can get cold it can get cold and hot, so should I get chickens?
Yeah, you can have chickens. I mean, I would try chickens everywhere. Just build a good coop. And the part of the coop you need to build really good is the hen house. Make sure it's big enough because obviously in the cold winter, they're going to spend more time in the hen house. So if it's big enough, and don't get too many chickens and overcrowd it, or they'll all start pecking each other in the winter and pulling each other's feathers out. So make sure you have a big hen house, 10 by 10, I'd say. If they want to go out on this sunny winter day, I would just let them go out in the chicken run. They'll come back. Just make sure you leave the door open so they can get back in the hen house. And then make sure it's wind and waterproof so they can get in there.
The Long Project says, have you had any problems with hawks in your area?
We have lots of hawks around here. We have lots of hawks, lots of crows, owls. We have everything. But they don't come on my property and get anything. Let me think. One time they tried to get this one little, I had this little banty hen. They tried to get her babies, but she stood up to that hawk. I was dumbfounded. She just like, and she was like screaming, and all her babies ran under my cabin through the little holes in the little cement block vents, and her babies all ran under there, and the hawk just left. So that was the only time I've seen a hawk try to get one of my chickens, and he wasn't successful, thankfully. But as soon as there's a ruckus like that, my dogs hear it, and my dogs run over there to help, so the hawk flies away. I think there's different kinds of hawks, I must say. I think some are bigger than others. Around here, I see the red-tailed hawks, and they're not really huge hawks.
Ahmed says, hello from Europe. What do you think about self-cleaning duck ponds?
I don't even know what that is. I don't know how that would work because ducks poop a lot. So how does it clean itself? A filter maybe? I don't know, but I don't want it. I don't want that. I want the ducks to poop in the water because then I'm going to take a scoop of the water and I'm going to put it in the vegetables and I'll dump one in the compost and get that wet. So I'm actually going to use the duck water.
Stacy says, I have some chicks that are laying eggs in the wood ash bath. Are they still good? I would say if there's any doubt, don't risk it.
I mean, if she's collecting them every day, who cares? I'd get them.
What's a wood ash bath? What's that?
You know, where they get a dust bath. They're laying their eggs in the dust bath. They must be.
I don't think that's what she means.
They must be comfortable in there while they're getting their little dust bath. Just go get them, and if you wash them off in the sink. Let them dry and eat them. I don't think it would hurt anything.
Just Wonder says, following you from India, a baby chicken born just a few hours back.
Oh, yeah, they're so cute, aren't they? When they're little teeny weeny chickens, oh, they're so adorable. Chickens are awesome. We have a lot of fun with our chickens. Like every day, like I said, it's bird drama around here. It's always something going on between one of the roosters, the hens, the guinea. It's really funny.
Tracy says, I remember when you got your goats.
Yes.
Do you still have them?
No, I don't have the goats, and I'll tell you why. They were adorable, though. They were cute little goats, and they were friendly and everything, like easy to take care of. But the problem with the goats are they're very noisy, and I had the pen like right there outside my cabin, close by in like zone 2. Those goats would hear my voice. And they would like stick their head through the fence and stick their tongue out and make their blah sound that they make. And they were so loud and it was continuous. So I didn't like that. I do like peace and quiet. I don't mind a little noise from the animals, but I enjoy my peace and quiet. So I did keep them long enough. I had them bred. I took them to the breeder, had them bred. They delivered their babies here. One of them had 1 baby and the other one had 2 babies. And it all went well, but then I was just like, I don't really want to be like a milkmaid and like milk the goats for milk. I thought I would, but then I changed my mind. So actually what I did is I gave them back to the breeder, and so she, of course, loves them and takes good care of them, and then she would find them a new home. Not every animal you think you might love works out once you get it on the homestead. Some things you try and you're like, oh, that sounds good. I think I'd like it. And then you get it to the homestead and you're just like, it doesn't like maybe fit in quite as well as you thought. So that does happen from time to time. The key is to find a really good home when you're like, I don't want to say getting rid of it, but you know what I mean. find it a really good home to go to after you.
Kutelik says, I love the picture behind you on the wall. My crazy chickens won't eat the whole corn. I've even tried soaking it. Oh well.
I don't know. People say that to me, and I'm like, I don't know what kind of chickens these people have, but my chickens eat absolutely everything. I would say maybe you're overfeeding them, and so they're just gobbling up the easy food, and so they're just not interested in the corn. Mine love the whole corn, and they, like when I don't feed it and they get some, they're just like, I don't feed that much whole corn though. So just maybe put out a little handful out there and just leave it there. And don't overfeed them other garbage food and see if they eat the corn.
Anonymous says, that's okay. Oh, do you test your well water to make sure it's drinkable? What's the process? You can order water test kits off Amazon.
Yeah, I've never.
Just fill it up and send it in.
I've never tested my water, but I'm still alive and it tastes really good. I like my water. But you can have it tested. If I had an inkling that there might be something wrong with the water, I would run and have it tested. So I'm not against testing the well water. I would definitely have it tested if I thought there was something wrong with it, or it tasted funny, or it like left a lot of deposits or something. I'd be like, what's that? So definitely, if you're questioning it, get tested.
Triple Goat Farm says, how old is your turtle?
Oh, well, we don't know because we got her from a pet store, but I think I've had her like a year and a half, I want to say.
She's probably 2 or 3.
Yeah. I would say she's reaching full adulthood just about at this point. So whatever age that is, that they are slow growing. And she might grow a little bit more, but she's pretty big. My days, she's in there eating. I fed her just before I came on here. She knows when she wants to eat, she makes noise in there, so she's calling me, feed me.
David says you've lost a lot of weight.
Oh, thank you so much. It's the Homestead lifestyle. It's healthy for you, and when you start eating healthy food, you start getting healthier. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little more about my garden while we're just waiting here. I'm just going to use whatever containers I can get my hands on. Right now I have a couple that are wooden that I had built that were the turtle box, but didn't work out. And then I have a water trough that is, I think it's tin water trough. I don't know, it's a metal water trough. And it's big and really deep. I'm very excited to try that in my garden. And just, it's going to take a lot of dirt to fill that up, but I want to fill that up. And I know it's, Brussels sprouts like deep dirt especially, so I don't know. We'll see what I can grow in there. It just seems like that's going to grow some good stuff. That nice big water trough.
Mike asks, would you recommend the Back to Eden garden in Florida with the wood termites?
There's termites everywhere. I've researched termites. Every state has termites. They're everywhere. But, obviously they're more prevalent in some areas rather than others. So, I mean, they're there. So I don't know. They're going to eat the wood. So if there's wood in your garden, it's going to eat it. It just kind of like mixes it in the soil, and it's part of the cycle of life, I guess I would say. If you're worried about that, don't use wooden stuff in your garden.
Tesixo says, what kind of turtle do you have?
Oh, she's a redfoot. She's a Russian redfoot.
No, it's not Russian.
Isn't she a Russian? Was she African redfoot?
No, it's just redfoot.
She's a daisy turtle. They're very common turtles in the pet store. So you'll see. She has those red marks on her arms. Little red dots.
Food Forest Permaculture says, hello, Becky's Homestead.
Hi.
This is my first time here.
Oh.
So hello, everyone.
Glad you joined.
TG says, my husband is feeding whole corn and pellets once a day. They still aren't laying right now. Such a bummer.
Well, it is winter. I mean, if you got young ones in the spring, sometimes they're not going to mature enough before winter comes, and then they're not going to lay in the winter when they're first starting. So you'll probably start getting eggs in the spring, possibly early spring. You might get a little weird egg here and there where they're just starting, and you'll be like, yay! But regularly. They probably won't start laying until the spring now. But that's something to look forward to. Fresh eggs in the spring. Yum.
Paula says, Becky, do you do canning or dehydrating or food preservation on your homestead?
I have canned food before. I love canning food. I have all the supplies I need to do that. You know, at this point, I'm not growing enough vegetables to can, so I'd have to go buy a bushel of green beans or peaches or whatever to can it. And I just haven't done that because I have been doing a little work around here to get stuff done. Like I built a new pasture and I'm doing a tile job, which are kind of big jobs, and now my garden. So I just haven't done that. But I look forward to canning in the future. I have my shelves to put it all on under my island here.
Stacy says, hi Becky, I've been watching your YouTube channel for around 2 years.
Oh, hi Stacy.
I'm curious to know what made you want to share your homestead journey.
Well, it started out because I was just like building my homestead and doing my homestead, and then Scott was a videographer, photographer, and all that, and he would just start like filming me or taking pictures of me, and then it just kind of got going from there. It just grew from there. It wasn't like a conscious thought like, oh, we're gonna like do homestead videos. It just happened kind of.
Doug says, how long did it take you to build the cabin from start to finish? Did you do a prefab or design yourself?
I'm still building my cabin because it takes a long time. A log cabin is adorable and I just love the cabin, but cabins are a lot of work to put up. And like I was explaining last week, you know, people will say a prefab, which I did do the layout inside because I have no load-bearing walls in my cabin, so I could have built the walls wherever I wanted. But if you build a cement block house, you get a big truckload of cement blocks, they dump them off. You gotta put them all together. If you build a stick house, they get all the 2x4s and whatever, bring them to your property, dump them off. You gotta put it all together and build your stick-built house. It's the same thing with a log cabin if you order a kit. They have all the logs, they bring it to your house and dump it off, and they're like, there you go, put it together. So all houses are kind of the same, unless you live somewhere where there's like tons of pine trees and you have a lot of time on your hands and you want to go chop the tree down and hew it up and build your log cabin. The problem with that would be it's going to shrink. That wood is wet. So that would be a very long process to let that wood dry out some, and otherwise you'd need a lot of chinking in the middle, and that would be a lot of work.
Triple Goat Farm says, have you ever thought about getting a small animal like a rabbit or a hamster?
Well, I've had rabbits. When my kids were little, they had rabbits for pets. I'm just not into rabbits. Like, there's so many different animals and you only have so much room. So you have to kind of pick the ones you like and that fit into your lifestyle. So I'm not against any animal though. I like them all. Whatever works for you. Rabbits are cute, and a hamster, I don't know. I thought hamsters and gerbils they bite a lot. When my boys were little, they had a pet rat because those don't bite. And they played with it.
Doug says, also, my wife and I enjoy your videos.
I'm so glad. I'm just so glad to hear that.
Sophia Mia says, any advice on fatty liver disease in hens? I've lost 2 in a month to this.
I don't even know what that is. Fatty liver disease. They must be eating the wrong food to get that. I mean, how else do you get fatty liver? I think people can get fatty liver too. I don't know what you're feeding them. It's like maybe look into that and change what you're feeding them. Because, you know, if 2 of them are getting it, I think whatever you're feeding isn't working. That would be my first guess. And when you have animals and you have a homestead, you're constantly making adjustments. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to make adjustments. Go switch it up. Feed something else.
Momo says, hey, love your channel. Have you ever incubated an egg? Hello from Canada.
No, I don't incubate eggs. I let Mama Hen do that because she's better at it than me, and it works very well. And then not only that, once they hatch, she takes care of them and keeps them warm and fed and all that. So No, I personally have never done that. I don't have a need because chickens aren't hard to get around here. And also you can order them actually in the mail and they'll send you some. So I just don't have a need to do that because chickens are easy to get.
If you want to make sure we answer your question for sure, you can use the super chat. And also that helps support us. Todd says, do you ever eat duck eggs?
Yes, I have eaten duck eggs. I've eaten the guinea eggs, duck eggs. Like, it looks the same and tastes pretty much the same as a chicken egg. The guinea egg shells are like harder though, because who knows what that guinea eats out there. And then duck eggs are the same. You would think duck eggs would be bigger, but they weren't that big, but they seem like fat eggs. I don't know if that makes any sense, like full fat eggs. And they were the same way. They tasted the same. Like if you just put them in the fridge, you wouldn't even notice the difference. And if you fed them to somebody, they wouldn't even notice the difference. If you think you taste a different flavor in them, you could always use them for baking instead of just like having them for breakfast. That would work.
Tiffany says, what are your thoughts on goat farming? I love my goats.
I like goats, and my friend has goats, and she kind of has a little goat farm thing going on there. She did do dairy, now she switched to meat goats. I just personally don't want to raise goats, but I'm not against any animal. When my other friend has a goat farm, and she kind of breeds them and raises them and makes cheese and milk, and she sells babies and stuff. When I go over there, it is so much fun. I love to go visit and like see all her goats and stuff, but they just don't work for me at this point in my life on my homestead.
Tasha says, how early do you have to wake up to run your homestead?
And I don't have to wake up early. It's like, this is mellow over here. Everybody's just all chilled and relaxed. Animals aren't like people where they like have to get up and, you know, run to work. Animals just wake up nice and slow and relaxed and then just start the day. It's a really good pace of life.
Timothy says, Becky, thank you for your videos. I find them most encouraging. Thank you.
I'm so glad. I hope it encourages you to do a homestead stuff. That'll be good for you, and you'll be healthier and happy, and it's really good. Okay, well, it's about 30 minutes, so.
You want to stop?
Well, I have stuff to do, that's why. Sorry, I have stuff to do. But we can do it again, and we can every Wednesday. I don't know if this is a good time for people, but I figured maybe it's on lunch break. It might be a good time for people if they're working or, you know, they're sitting around having lunch at home if they have a homestead or whatever. So every Wednesday at 12 o'clock, we're going to try to do it.
Todd says, love your positive attitude.
That's why I'm Becky Sunshine. Okay, then.
Well, if anybody wants to get one last question in, we'll answer if you want to use the super chat. Otherwise, we'll call it a day.
Yeah, well, until next Wednesday, then we'll be on again.
Last chance, last call.
Cut.
Okay.
See you next Wednesday.